Alrighty, back again, and today we're doing another showcase, quite like we did the Android 17 recently. This time we are doing what is probably arguably the best deck in the format at the moment, which is the Angel Coup or the High School Goku, as some people would call it. A few different people call different names. We are playing obviously the Satan City build of this Sun Goku deck. Now I've got two gameplays to show you guys today. Now the first one is, as you can see, we're in a room match. It was against my good friend Blake, shout out to him. And the perspective of this game, watching it back, is that we're him. So he was on Majin Buu, we're on, obviously, Sun Goku. So when you guys watch this back, you will see that I'm actually the top player, not the bottom player like you would normally see. But just before we get into today's gameplays, I just want to give a quick shout out to my auction page. So if you guys are in Australia and New Zealand and you are chasing Fusion World singles, check the link in the description to the Facebook group where we have a weekly auctions running where you can pick up Fusion World cards. But enough of all that, let's get into these games. So now as we load in, as you can see, we are at the top, not the bottom. So we'll reveal our hands, and it is really weird watching this back when you're the opposite player, as I really wanted to showcase using the amount of times using the Final Hope Slash. Sort of spent a bit of time using this deck, as he just opens with a cantrip. And I think we had nothing to... We have a sharpener to start, which is always a good start. You want to always try and see that sharpener. And unfortunately, our first flip was not a Satan City, but it is always good to find your super combos. As he just takes the damage there. So charging a 5-drop Buu there. Now doing the smart play, playing down the 1-drop Freezer to rest and swing into the Sharpener, which is definitely what you want to be doing. You don't want to be giving your opponent free looks with Sharpeners. So that is very good play there. As we had nothing to really combo out, no Videl to pick anything up, so we were just happy to take the damage there. As we top deck another Sharpener, we charge the 2-cost Videl, because I think here we're just going digging. We're not looking to play the Videl out, as we find another Sharpener. So we do roll the top, and it is a girls with short hair, so obviously that does make it free. We want to try and keep Majin Buu from awakening, because when Buu gets to that awaken range and he can really start to pop off, then it becomes a problem. Obviously, he'll become a dual attacking leader, or you'll have access to an extra energy. As we do just take again, because we haven't really got any drop, anything to grab from the drop yet. So, and it does give us, like, we obviously have to discard there, and my thought was to swing the Final Hope Slash the previous turn and return the Freezer, but I figured it was just going to come back down and rest the Sharpener. As we do see, so we can play out the High School for free, and now we can just bottom deck the Buu, which was pretty good removal there. We do know that there is a Satan City on top, so we can play our second Sharpener, build that board right up, and of course we've got Girls with Short Hair just to stock that hand back up, which is such a good card. So we see our first Pilaf, and we know we're not going to... Well, we know we're going to draw it again anyway, but sometimes it is good if you've got a Satan City card that you're not really needing at the moment, and you've got, like, you can put it on the top of your deck. You can use the eraser just to get rid of it and find a new card, but in that circumstance, I think there was only one target, which was the Sandman. As again, playing down, resting the Sharpener. So he plays down 2. He's trying to play the more slower controls. Like, obviously, if you remove all the Sharpeners and you have to force me to pick up my Sharpeners, then it does become a bit of a problem, because obviously a lot of the time you just want to be looping Pilaf and Final Hope Slash. So if you have to keep replaying your Sharpeners, you're not able to apply as much pressure. So he does pass up here. Now here's where I make a minor misplay. So what you'll see me do is play down the Gohan. What I should have done is play down the Gohan first to get rid of the Bulma, because then he's just gotten a free chance to self-awaken himself and rest one of my erasers, so that's something that he can swing into later on. but he actually forgot to do it there. And like we were just playing casually, so we spoke about this as we were going through, like sort of, you know, punish the mistake, correct the mistake. And we don't want Boo to be at 5 life there, because then he can just self-awaken and start to pop off. So he does play down the self-awaken freezer, which is, I have seen a couple of builds lately running this, and it is kind of that, because Boo does not inherently run many self-awakeners outside of Bulma. If Bulma is easily dealt with, then it is a problem, because you want to try and stall Boo's awakening. That's at least how I've always played, because Boo's trying to be super aggressive, so you get lots of opportunities to swing into his board instead of into face. And this freezer just being able to swing and take his life is really good, as he did draw another Bulma there, and I think he was probably worried about it getting bottom deck, so he didn't play it out, which is probably the right idea, because I did have a Saiyan Man in hand, but again, we don't want him to awaken, so we just swing to draw. I think here we Pilafing to pick up. Yep, so we pick up a Girls with Short Hair. I think we were just trying to put the Gohan back on top of the deck to play it out of the high school and bottom deck his 2 bodies. Yeah, that's exactly what we've done there. So bottom deck the 2 of them, and we can just play out another high school. And now, because there's only going to be 1 swing, he's always wanting to take there. So I think not swinging there is probably the correct play, and have to force him to self-awaken. Obviously, we are very susceptible now to Final Explosion. He does play the Bulma there. And then the Majin Buu, which he did sequence correctly. So the way you need to awaken during this battle, so that way you get your untap with your leader or your restand. He does get the awaken there. We're always taking the 30. And then he was able to obviously rest my Gohan, which then puts them both in range of Final Explosion. So that was a really good comeback there. Obviously, I still think not swinging with the Gohan was the right play. Obviously, now we just swing into the Pilaf. 1 less body. Maybe swinging into the Eraser was the play there, just because that's 1 less Satan City. We do draw. We have a fair few in hand now. I can't remember where we're going from here, but we do awaken. And we have 9 in hand at this stage. So we Eraser. Take a 1-drop Videl, so we can now start Videl looping. And there's a Sharpener to get us down. And then the other Videl, so we're trying to get ourselves down to 7 in hand. We do swing, so that way this Bulma, obviously we're not playing anything to bottom deck, so we take the free swing, and here's where we can start our loop. We take a Girls with Short Hair. So we play a Pilaf. I think we pick up a Pilaf here. Yeah, we pick up the Pilaf. Reveal the top. It is a Satan City. So that was a mistake in itself there. Whereas I should have swung with my leader first to make sure to guarantee the Satan City on top, where I was just high rolling the fact that it was going to be a Satan City. So you really should be swinging with your leader first before doing Sharpener, so that way you always know that your top card is a Satan City. Or I should have Girls with Short Hair or something like that to ensure the top card. So we play down the 2-cost Videl. Obviously we're locked out of Videls for the turn. We do swing, we'll add back a Sharpener. Now, to be fair, I really should have comboed the Pilaf. Obviously he did take it, but just being able to keep generating 25k with Final Hope Slash on your 5ks and then 30k with your 20ks, I think is just a really, really hard number to get out of 30k. As I have said a few times, you know, and there we go. We roll the top again because we know that we've put something on top with the leader. Wait, no, sorry. We haven't swung with the leader. So obviously we high rolled it again, which probably isn't the way to go. Like I said, always want to guarantee your top is Satan City because sometimes it is a real feels bad moment. And is sometimes it can be really detrimental. Like there's sometimes where you've got one energy left open where you want to play your Videl and then bounce into your 2-drop Videl, and you just can't do that, and it literally loses you potentially a 30k swing, all because you didn't guarantee your top card. There was a gameplay that I was also going to showcase where I was playing against a Vegeta, yellow Vegeta, and I top decked my Gohan, and I was going to play the Gohan, but I thought I'll play my Eraser to I was going to play Eraser, and that was going to find me an extra piece of combo, but I didn't think about it, which bottom decked my Gohan, and I couldn't play out my Gohan, which ultimately actually lost me the game. So it's just, it is a lot to think about sometimes, about where you're putting your cards, what you're comboing, all that sort of stuff. So it is a bit of sequence heavy, but I still think the deck is really strong. He does swing into our Videl, which we will let die because we have got one in hand still. We do just get our free rest, so you always want to try and have the field established. Even if you've not got any use for it, it's always good because it's always restable to give your leader a 10k defensive block. So here I probably should have taken this 30k because he hit a really good number. He hit 40k here, and if anyone watches, you say I always think 40k is a really good number, and I don't see many people hit it, but Blake hit the 40k, which really made it awkward for me because I have to either give up my Pilaf, which means I can't sort of really set up the Pilaf and Final Hope Slash loop that I was hoping to do. So I should have taken to 3 from the 30k, I feel, because here I'm forced to combo one of my Sharpeners, which will ultimately give me one less free Final Hope Slash in the following turn. Because I just couldn't take to 2, because if I take to 2 and I can't push the damage through, then I just sort of lose. So we do roll the top. It is Satan City. Again, I did it a fair bit. Did the sequencing of not doing it correct. So we pick up the Pilaf. So the Pilaf and the Final Hope Slash loop I think is really, really strong. It does take to 1, so we do generate the 30k swing. So for the case of showcasing this deck, I actually charged the Vegito to try and just use Videls. As we do throw the Videl up. He does get to combo out. So here's where having like the extra sharpener would have been really handy because it would have given us an extra energy. So we could have generated like another Pilaf loop. So we would have been able to play Pilaf one more time. And it just made it 20 to get out there. So here's where I actually make a big mistake. And I did this also in that Vegeta game that I lost. You see I've given it to a Razor. And it's actually... I actually noticed this happen in a game that I was actually playing with Blake yesterday. If people are asking the question about why it's worded, choose your cards that are in battle, this stops this exact thing from happening because it automatically puts the buff on the card that's attacking or in a battle. Then it gives you the option to do whatever else it is. So in this case, I'm picking up my attacking card is attacking, whereas this is an old card which you have to choose the card. I didn't choose the card. I chose to put it on the card I wanted to pick up. And this is like one of these don't do this in Fusion World, and well, I did it twice. So I'm still getting used to like doing the Final Hope Slash loop. So I have done this a couple of times now. It can be very, very daunting if you do this. And I was lucky enough that we were able to carry on, but that was pretty much a wasted swing. But we still did bounce the Eraser. Obviously, the attack falls through there. So that was So I've pretty much cost myself an extra Pilaf. I cost myself a 25k swing. So we were lucky enough to get out of that. So we grab back a sharpener. We just let him combo out, and I really, again, I probably should have hit the 30k, but as we just draw 2 zeros there, which was a bit unfortunate, which does happen sometimes. And from there, we just do a big dump. We know he'd used 1 super combo. He had to have had 3 super combos pretty much to have gotten out there. And we were lucky enough to get the win, despite a couple of little misplays. We had some pretty good control there, I think. So that's the end of game 1. Let's get into game 2. Alrighty, so game 2, as you guys will see, is against Android 17. Now, this is arguably probably the worst matchup that we can get, but we're going to see what we can do. So we do get to go second, and a lot of the Android builds at the moment are just the more slower control one, which I think are better suited going second. I used to always say Androids was probably better going first because of your ramp options. You always ramp to, you can always be the first to play Broly. So we charge a Satan. So that's probably ideally the best start that you could probably ask for outside of not having the 1-drop Videl. But we get to Sharpener, roll the top card. It is obviously a Satan City, so we get a free play. And this is ideally your best turn 1 setup. As he did charge a Broly turn 1, which I think Broly's at the moment are like your top end is too valuable to not charge them. Like, I try and always avoid charging anything in my top end unless it's absolutely necessary. So we do just block out because next turn we're just going to pick the Pilaf up. See, it does then play out another 18, so getting lots of searching. We know we're drawing, obviously, the high school, so that's an easy charge for us. Playing out the Videl. We're going to pick up the Pilaf. And he does opt to combo out. Obviously, bottom decking his androids in this match is probably something that you want to do to give them less early ramp options. So we do get to do a free girls with short hair. Swing in. And we Final Hope Slash. So we want to pick the Videl up and make him swing into our face, so we don't have to waste cards protecting the Videl. So we've got obviously a Pilaf, and we can keep picking up the Videl with the Final Hope Slash. And this is where I really wanted to showcase how good Final Hope Slash is in this deck. It does draw another Earth Destroying Blow, drawing a super combo. So we do pick up the Vanilla. And he passes up. Here we go. We charge an Eraser because we've already got one. We roll the top. It is a Satan City, so we do get the free Final Hope Slash. So this time, so yes, we swing. We'll pick up the Final Hope Slash. As he does choose to combo out. Swing again, and we pop another Final Hope Slash to obviously return the Videl again, and then we can do the play again. Low-key, I think I actually really like these Unawakened damage animations. There is the Videl. Return the Videl. Top is a Saint City, and we're going to play out the Vanilla because we're not too worried if he wants to KO. So we don't mind not protecting this Videl, because ultimately at the end of the day, if we are at high life, it is harder for them to kill us. It takes a lot longer. Charges another lab. Unfortunately, my opponent didn't have another lab. So I think what he probably should have done there was not charge the lab and don a double lab ramp. Because now he's just... Yeah, so he doesn't get a draw from this, which is very unfortunate, but he did opt to apply the pressure. And we only had to deal with one swing, so I was happy to combo out there, because I know that in this next turn we can sort of apply a bit more pressure. So we know we're drawing girls with short hair there. I'm pretty sure we just like really set up a Gohan. So he does continue to combo out. So we draw our 3. Put our Gohan on the top. We play our Gohan. And now we don't want androids to awaken and have a 30k swing at us, so if obviously I think we might just pick up the high school, to be honest. Yeah, we just pick up the high school because we're not going to awaken them, so we don't need to grab any real combo pieces. We've got the Hercule that we can combo out with. It gives him... Oh no, okay, so we do swing the Gohan. Obviously, we realize that he's not going to be able to swing a 30k at us, so we'll find a swing, either bait a card from hand or just get him to 5 life. So I couldn't even remember what I was doing. So yeah, we play down the high school, and we are set up for the next turn to go into another Gohan, bit of a Videl loop. So draws another Earth-destroying blow. Does ramp on. Hasn't seen any of his top end yet, which are outside of that Broly. And this is why I say, I think you really can't afford to charge Broly's early game. Like, I see the Cell Jr. there. The Cell Jr.'s been there since turn 1, and unfortunately, like, you know, he could have charged that instead of the Broly turn 1, and he would be looking in a lot better position than he is. Does swing, and we know that Broly comes down the next turn, so we don't want to have to deal with trying to combo out of a 45, 2 45s and a 30 at 5 life. So we know the high school's there, easy charge, roll the top, it is a sharpener. I think from here we just really start to push it, pick up the final hope. Does combo out. Obviously really values that Cell Jr. because that was an easy out with the Cell Jr. And he does obviously let himself go to 4 there. So now here's where you start like just punishing with the 30k swings. Just the amount of 30k swings that we can generate is really good. Yeah, so we bait another super combo. And then we Final Hope slash, picking up the Videl. Finally uses his Cell Jr. Play down the Videl again. Picking up another Final Hope slash. He does get to obviously combo out. Probably again should have made that 30k. So we do swing the 1-drop Videl now and throw the Final Hope slash on it. And I'm pretty sure we still do bounce the 2 costs. Obviously we know we're expecting Broly to come down next. So if he can completely clear our board, then we haven't got a lot to respond with. Because we know we're playing down the Gohan. Top is a Videl, so we play down the Videl again. Pick up a Pilaf. Here we know they can't really defend, and I think that was probably not the play from my opponent to just protect his 20k. I definitely think he needed to let that die. Because he then would have been able to obviously play SCR and have some defense. So when he swung into the Videl, and then when he swung into the board, I was a bit sort of... So he spent a 2-cost extra card. I guess probably trying to dig deeper for the Broly, but he swung the 20k body that he protected with a 2-cost card just to swing into a 5k sharpen. I definitely didn't think that it was worth it. He did set himself up here really well to, as he does draw a Broly there, which finally seen it, which was a bit unfortunate for him. So we do go to 6 energy, and we, luckily enough, we had another sharpener to try and make everything sort of free. And there is the dreaded non-Satan City flip. So I paid the price for not checking first with the leader, which is very unfortunate. But as I was saying earlier, guys, that's sort of what you shouldn't do. But the first thing we wanted to do is get rid of his combo before we started swinging. And we just need to try and make as many of these swings 30k. So he does Earth Destroying Blow. So we do, yeah, obviously combo a Pilaf there to make it 30. Turn to hand, and it is a sharpener. So again, not guaranteeing what the top card is always a scary thing. But again, we make it another 30k, and obviously he gets to combo out there. But just the amount of 30k swings we're generating is just making it really hard for my opponent. And then we, final hope, we'll bounce another Videl. So that way we can just keep looping it. So he does take another damage there. And now he's seeing his Broly. So this is a little bit unfortunate. I think it's probably a little bit too late. We were able to apply lots of pressure there. I think he doesn't charge there. I feel like that's a mistake. He can probably survive. When you look at what he has in his hand now, I think he just doesn't charge there. He was at 10 energy or whatever. I think he was at 10 or 11 energy. So he would have been at 10 energy. So he would have still had 3 energy open. He would have been able to play down a Bulma, draw a card. You know, you don't know how many swings we were going to end up with, but it would have been one more card in his hand. So we Pilaf. I think we pick up a Pilaf. Yeah, we pick up a Pilaf. And we just start the loop again of just 30k swings picking up the Videl. Yep, and he gets the combo out. So we roll the top. It is a Satan City. Obviously we're not awakened, so we actually can't guarantee it. Final hope. Pick up the Videl. Just keep going through the motions. And he does take that 35k. Obviously has no way of comboing out of that. As he does see another Broly. That is very unfortunate. That's a very green thing to do. To go runner from your life. He's just hitting 0 combos. And yeah, he knows the writing's on the wall there. And he just scoops. So there you have it, guys. That is the gameplay today. That is the high school Goku showcase. And I think I piloted it pretty well. A few little mistakes that, you know, maybe I'll get better with as I keep playing the deck. But I hope you guys did enjoy the video. Please be sure to like and subscribe, and we'll catch you all on another one soon.